Okay, my next test is to see if I can do a video of gameplay on my phone, because now that I've mastered making the phone video an image that I can put on my videos while I have commentary, and I've kind of had a successful test of doing timing with reviewing videos and having timestamps in them so that I can tell when to say about things happening in the video. For my first test, I've learned I have to be a little bit less specific because I need to make sure I have time to talk about the stuff that I'm saying is in there. But yeah, so my timing stamps have to be a little bit less specific, more general. So I've been trying to shoot this video since last night, but I wanted to show off what I did, or what I learned how to do, and I need to remember how to do it, is to take the picture of my phone and make it a video object, and then take the video from my phone and put it as the foreground on that video. And of course, the trick that I'm just now learning, I haven't done it yet. As I'm speaking, I'll do it in editing later, but I wanted to have the video image zoom up and into the phone, because that was one of the things I had to really struggle with, is figuring out how to position the video and scale it to fit inside the phone image without showing that colorful background. Because when you're doing gameplay with a black background, you can't have this bright orange border that's not actually on your phone. So I had to figure out that trick. So I also have to remember and remind myself every time I shoot a video on my phone to turn off the blue filter. The first couple of times I failed to do it, I didn't notice until I went to go upload the video to YouTube and said, oh my god, it's all sepia toned. I realized I hadn't turned, my blue filter makes things look sepia toned. That's why the thing looks sepia toned after it changes, or before it changes. But, so that's a trick that I had to learn. So what I'm going to be doing is I've got actually 4 videos. I show in the screenshot here 3. There's the blue filter thing that I just showed you. Then there's the import-export feature, which I'm going to do second, not first. Then there's then there's map editor. That's probably going to be the longest part of the video, because I want to show off all the features of the map editor and explain how it works, how the game makes maps. And then of course there's tutorial and gameplay, which I broke up into 2 different videos. One is just for showing off the tutorial, which I think is like 2 minutes and 53 seconds. And then there's actual gameplay of one of my dungeons, of one of my maps rather, that is longer. I think it's more like 5 minutes. But what I need to do after I do this video and upload it is sit down with those 4 videos and review them to get the timestamps of when things happen that I want to mention, and get my Kindle charged up again. Where's my Kindle? Get my Kindle charged up. Yeah, it's not even coming on because I let it die. Get my Kindle charged up so I can have my stopwatch handy, so that when I make the video, I'm going to have to figure out some way to post the Kindle beside the camera so it'll be like this when I'm watching, so I can look at the stopwatch without taking my eyes off the camera. That's a big deal, because the first time I did it, I had it down here on my lap, and I kept looking down, and I kept doing this. So, no, you can't do that in a YouTube video. I've got to have it right next to the camera so I can be looking just slightly off camera to see it. Or I can actually have it in my peripheral vision to where I can see it without having to actually avert my eyes to it. So yeah, that's my next challenge. But also there's a challenge of doing this timing thing and having it actually work effectively. I don't know how many of you saw the original SPD gameplay video that I did. It was really awkward, because I just sat there and I just kept focusing on the notes and saying, okay, and in 5 seconds I'm going to do this. And, and it's always like, oh, come on, really? You can't just sit there and talk and talk and talk and then suddenly say, oh, by the way, this is what's happening right here. Or, this thing that's happening right here is what I'm talking about. I couldn't do that. I had to get through the lesson of following a script, basically, by looking at it with timing. And unfortunately, I just couldn't figure out how to say things in between. So I got to work on that. And that's what this next video is going to be all about. And to some extent, this video, too, because I wanted to show off how to put the picture in the video. And that's how I'm doing it. I have to create the object first of the phone and the video separately. And then when I edit the video I'm talking in, then I have to add that object. Because I can't just add the phone and the video to the final product. I have to use one object. I'm sure it can do multiple layering, but I couldn't figure out how to make it work. So it was easier to just say, make it an object, and then import one object. What else do I need to talk about? Oh yeah, I was going to talk about how every time I come back to film, the cat wakes up and it goes to eat and it cries at me and then sits there and groom. And I have finally caught a video for grooming. So this is what I have to struggle with. Every time I come back here, I have to spend like 20 minutes not filming in order to let her eat and then groom and then get some attention and then groom again and then finally curl up somewhere and go to sleep. So, I think in the last video that I did, there was a part where the cat sneezed. And I said, you know what, just leave it in there. That was my April Fool's Day joke. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I commented on Facebook, but I did finally comment on my review of the durian sugar wafers. They were kind of nasty. They were not at all pleasant. My first reaction was it tasted like unripe grapefruit. So yeah, my assessment in the video, like an angry pineapple, was pretty spot on. They were not good. I eventually got used to the flavor because it's still sugar wafers. It's not throw it away material, but the flavor was just wrong. Too tart, not tart, but bitter. I think it was. You couldn't sweeten it enough to get rid of the bitterness, I think. But anyways, enough of that. I'll have to find some new and interesting things to sample from Ranch 99 or even H-Mart. Now that they have an H-Mart near me, I'll have to go shopping there and see. And no, I don't do ramen noodles. I eat them sometimes when I have to, but I'm not a big fan of ramen noodles. I like my pasta to be Italian. Sorry. Is that racist? I didn't think about that. It is cultural, but I like my pasta to be made of durum wheat. I'll put it that way. Is that better? I don't know if ramen noodles are made out of durum wheat or not. I don't think they are. But I just don't like ramen noodles. They're just too carby. They're too starchy. Just plain weirdness. That's why they usually have such strong seasoning packets, is because the noodles themselves are horribly bland. But enough about that. Durian sugar wafers, not a winner. So yeah, not skillful pixel dungeon. Now I'm doing your pixel dungeon. That's why I'm wearing the shirt, because the same thing with skillful pixel dungeon. It matches the color of the title screen. So yeah, charging up my Kindle, reviewing the videos to get the timestamps, and getting ready to do a video with multiple overlaid segments. I don't know if I'm going to do it in multiple takes, or if I'm going to try to do it one streaming take. I don't know yet. But hey, look, I shaved. After my April Fool's Day video where I didn't bother to shave at all, I finally shaved them nice and clean. Okay, so let's do that. And not talk about my book. Finally, not going to show it. Did you see I'm wearing wireframe glasses instead of these clunkers? No more of the Roy Orbison look, huh?